morning, good afternoon. Still trying to get set up. Running a little behind. I don't know where I want to put this. Well, happy Fall Equinox. So I'll be touching on, I guess, two things today. I run around and do mommy duties right now. Gotta feed the baby. So that's what I'm doing right now. But in the meantime, I figure I'd jump on because I know it's running a little behind. So with that said, happy Equinox. And actually, I went to Big Lots yesterday. And they're having 20% off, friends and family, blah, blah, blah. So I took the opportunity to go and find a nice fall wreath. And I'm going to show it to you guys. Hello. Hi, Andrea. Because it's perfect, because I wanted something that had pumpkins on it, colored leaves on it, pine cones, all that stuff. Because they fulfill a good metaphysical properties that I wanted to have on my front door. So, here, let me get this. Actually, I'm going to get the other thing too. So, kind of bringing in the fall for me, I'm going to be doing basically arts and crafts. So, I want to show you guys my wreath because it's gorgeous. So, this is what I got. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Nice and plump and full and captures all the concepts of, the fall in it, the plumpness and the fullness and abundance of pumpkins, the knowledge associated with the symbolism of the pine cone, the colors of the leaves, transitions and transformation and all that. And then what I'm going to do is get my hot glue gun and I'm going to glue on some cinnamon sticks, bringing that prosperity and abundance and have it fully on my door all the time. Basically, so I take it off in spring. I keep it up even when Halloween. I don't change it out. So I'll be hot gluing these on today on my nice, beautiful wreath. And that's my project for today. All right. I'm going to post you guys over here. So y'all just want to stare out the window until I come back. Stare out the window until I come back. didn't feel like taking my computer into the sunroom. So that's what we're dealing with today. Get some lights going. All right. So moving on to what I want to talk about today, because I don't know, it was like an epiphany went off last night while, because something's been bothering me. Oh, there we go. So I do a reading called Celestial Essence readings, and basically it's looking at your birth chart, and I specifically focus on the Jupiter and the Saturn placement in your chart, along with the North Node. We'll tie that in together, and then anything else that might pop out. So I was doing readings on Thursday at Soul Space. Actually wearing a shirt right now. And surprisingly, the Uranus placement kept popping up for a couple of people. But regardless, go entertain your brother. All right. But regardless, and I find it, even though not just this Thursday, but anytime I do that reading for someone when they choose it, and I explain to them that, Jupiter houses your spiritual gifts, and Saturn houses your spiritual purpose. I always get like this little twinge every time I say that. And I never understood why. I would let it go. But Thursday was heavy on me. Like, how I'm presenting this isn't correct. So, I typically use myself, my life is my lessons, and I use my life to obviously provide examples and motivation and trials and triumphs for the people I do readings for. I'm never speaking out my ass. I've gone through a lot, so I use it as a teaching tool for my clients. My life experiences is a teaching tool for people. So one of the things I kind of give as an example when I'm talking about spiritual gifts is, first of all, I explain it as it's not with, divination or energy work and things like that. Like, people think that's a spiritual term to even call it. So once again, I'm calling it spiritual gifts. And one of the examples I give of myself is like, one of my quote unquote spiritual gifts is that I recognize when things are out of place. I can walk in a room, and especially in my house, things aren't where they're supposed to be. For work, like, I'll go and I do audits, and I'm reading through documentation, and then I go out on the floor, and immediately I see when things aren't aligning up. Shoot, even conversations with people, you could tell me something, we have a conversation, and literally 2 or 3 years later we're having this conversation again, and you're telling me something that didn't add up to what you told me the first time. Automatically I'm pulling that up and I'm analyzing it like, hey, this isn't right, this isn't lining up, this is a misharmony. So that's where I'll pull an example. Like, that makes me a very good auditor and inspector in food safety and quality, which is the field that I work in. Or when issues arise and I'm seeing things not adding up, I'm automatically coming with solutions in my head before I even speak of how to put things back into alignment. So I decided, because like I said, I always keep using that as an example of what a spiritual gift is. It's like something you naturally know how to do. Like, I didn't have to train for that. I didn't have to go to school for that. Like, that's just how I am. And it's not just in work. It's in friendships. It's in relationships. It's that. Like, that's just how I am. So I took it upon myself last night, because I was finally not running around doing, 50 million things. And If you're not using ChatGPT, you should be. The ultimate tool, not just as a business person, just as just learning information. And I'm a researcher. Once again, that's just naturally something that I do. Don't have to train. I love gaining knowledge. I love gaining understanding. So last night I went on ChatGPT and let me scroll up and see what's the question that I put in. So I first asked, what are spiritual gifts? And of course, it talks about divinely bestowed abilities. So basically, spiritual gifts are abilities, extrasensory type abilities. So you have clairvoyance, all the clairs, divination, prophecy, mediumship, stuff like that. So if you could do stuff like that, that is divinely tapped into certain things, it's like an additional layer to yourself, then those would be like spiritual gifts. But then I asked, so what would you call gifts that a person's true soul essence are expressed through? Soul gifts or essence gifts. So it goes into explaining that these gifts often go beyond the typical spiritual abilities and reflect the essence of one's soul, including unique talents, wisdoms, and abilities that naturally flow when a person is in alignment with their true self. Ding, 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 ding. All this time, I've been saying, hey, get a sexual essence reading, learn your spiritual gifts, when technically and obviously, if something didn't feel right, every time I said it did not feel right. This is why, because I was not claiming it for that reading for what it really was and how valuable it really is. It's not about spiritual gifts. It's about your true soul essence and the gifts associated with when you are in that zone, when you're in alignment with your true essence of yourself. They're expressed through those soul gifts or expressed through those essence gifts. So I was like, dang, all right, cool. So I went down and, asked, we'll skip that. We'll ask where I specifically went in and I asked about my example that I always give about, noticing things are not in alignment and stuff like that. So I asked, a person that is able to see or notice when objects, documents, information isn't correct and out of alignment. This makes them an excellent inspector and auditor in the food safety and quality industry. Is this a soul gift? Yes, we just see it. So yes, this ability could be considered a soul gift, particularly if it comes naturally to the individual and is an expression of their deeper essence or higher purpose. So in this case, the person's gift of discernment and precision, that's what that gift is. I was like, wait, what? I'm walking around here trying to think of what to call this and what associated with it. And it tells me that that particular soul gift is a gift of discernment or alignment. I'm like, okay. So I said, in what other areas? Well, no, we're not going to get into that. But I was trying to see, what did it called? Okay. So your gift of discernment and alignment can be used in a variety of different ways. The gifts allows you to detect discrepancies, imbalances, or misalignments, making you a valuable asset in many different areas that require attention to detail, truth, and harmony. That's my life. Good and bad part of my life. Because, of course, when I'm noticing misalignments and disharmonies when it comes to friendships and relationships, boy, of course, they don't like it. And, of course, it's hard to be around, associated with people that are fake, that lie, that you know, that try to use people for their benefit and they don't contribute in any type of way. They just want to use. I'm going to notice that shit off the front and be like, nah, I'm cool. I don't want to be around you. Or even below my husband. There's been several times that we had conversations early in our relationship, and then they come up later on, and I'm like, that's not what you told me the first time. You told me this. And he's like, oh my God, I just didn't go into detail. I didn't think it was that important. And I was like, but I'm taking in all this information, and I'm making evaluations and judgments and decisions, etc., based on what you told me. So when you're telling me something that doesn't align with what I initially thought, oh yeah, red flag gonna go off. Not a bad red flag. It's just like, yo, that's not what you told me originally. And then I can literally pull up and say word for word what you said. And it's like, oh my God, I hate when you do that. Oh well. So yes, soul gifts. And then I asked, okay, can you give me a list of different types of soul gifts? So gift of discernment, gift of healing, gift of sacred creativity. That was a good one. The ability to channel divine and soul level energy into creative work such as art, music, writing, and design. This gift helps others experience transformation and inspiration through creative expressions. So if you naturally have that ability, like there's no studying, there's no let me go, take a class or a course to figure this out. Like if you naturally do these things and you get lost in the zone doing it, that's your soul essence coming through. And another example that I wanted to, what was it? It was something about movement. Where did I see that? I think I'm not reading through it. I'll go ahead and skip over. But regardless. So yeah, so it gave me a list of, let me just say, that's interesting. I saw it. A total of 24 soul gifts. We're just gonna talk about the last two that I see. So, gift of informational depth, the ability to dive deeply into emotions and help others do the same. This can bring about healing, transformation, and a greater understanding of one's emotional and spiritual landscape. Gift of sacred service, a natural drive to serve the greater good, often expressed through actions of compassion, kindness, and selflessness. People with this gift are aligned with helping others or the planet in a meaningful and impactful way. These gifts manifest in various ways and often involves an individual aligned more fully with their higher purpose and true soul essence. Soul gifts are deeply personal and unique, and their expression can be subtle or transformative depending on the context and the person's life path. So, I wanted to be able to tie all of this into, once again, my celestial essence readings, because now that I know that that example that I was given is the gift of discernment and alignment, I'm like, okay, let's see if I can align these gifts with the characteristics and traits of each zodiac sign. And don't you know ChatGPT did it for me? So, let's see. Knowing the characteristics and traits of an Aries, they would have the gift of leadership. Aries is known for being courageous, pioneering, and bold. People on this sign are natural leaders, often unafraid to take charge, and inspire others. Their energy aligns with the gift of leadership, motivating others, and driving projects forward with passion and determination. Cool. Yeah, I can see that. My son's an Aries, middle son. So, since I'm a Leo, we're just going to jump down there. Leos are creative, passionate, and charismatic. They have a natural ability to shine and bring light to others through their artistic expressions and leadership. The gift of sacred creativity aligns with Leo's flair for self-expression and their ability to channel divine energy into creative pursuits. I agree with that. Now, to pull it into planetary concepts. So even though my sun sign is in Leo, and that's how, you know, I express myself when I walk into a room, they see that Leo energy. But my Mercury, which is how I think, how I communicate, how I really operate in this world, underneath that mask of a Leo, I'm a Virgo. Yeah. Watch how this aligns up. Virgo is the gift of discernment. Starting to make a lot of sense, huh? Virgos are known for their analytical minds, attention to detail, and practicality. Their ability to notice subtle misalignments, correct them fits perfectly with the gift of discernment. They often help others by bringing clarity, order, and precision to situations, ensuring everything runs smoothly. So me pulling out the perfect example of me being able to see things out of alignment when things ain't right, when people, energies, whatever, situations, documents, anything are not aligned, out of harmony, and I can see it and I can understand it, and it's just clear as day to me. Other people don't, and I never understood how people don't see how this stuff aligns. Like, I see it. I see how when people walk into a room, who's clicked up and who's not. I see who has like friction with each other. Just walking into a room, I feel it. I see it. When I can walk into a place and know who should be vibing together and who shouldn't. I can walk into a conference room for a meeting and clearly see where people should be sitting and who should be interacting with each other and who shouldn't. I can also see who's the shiesty person in the group, who's not. I can also tell who's actually a leader and who's playing it. So of course, I'll be honest, I struggled with a corporate environment because I ain't fake. And I feel it and I see it. And it's clear as day to me. And then when certain people come into me and I know they fronting and they talking to me, like I can't let the energy just flow over me and just completely just not observe to the fact that you fake as hell and you know what you're doing and you shouldn't be leading this group at all. Like, it was hard for me. And then they want to play into the corporate games. Like, I don't got time for that. I don't got nothing to prove to nobody. But anyhow, so yes. So saying that, and then knowing that my Mercury's in Virgo. So that's how your Mercury, plain simple. Wherever your Mercury is, that's truly who you are. And typically, people's Mercury is in the same sign as their sun. So if you're a Leo and your Mercury's in Leo, then that all lines up, right? Or if you're a Taurus and your Mercury's in Taurus, then that completely lines up. But for someone like me that has my Mercury and Sun in two different signs, that's always a battle going on within me. Because I would read, what a Leo is, and I'm like, yeah, that's cool and all, but I don't really feel like that's me. And then I go read a Virgo, and I'm like, oh, that makes more sense. And then I had a reading down from a homegirl, Courtney, the Cosmic Owl. You can find her on Facebook. And she explained those things to me, and it made complete sense. So I'm like, I see a Leo, and then I read a Virgo. I'm like, oh man, that's good. But then when you put the two together, it's like, I see, yeah. So yeah. So my Mercury in Virgo is really who I am. And then to see that gift of discernment is associated with Virgo, it makes a lot of sense. Can't have metaphysical brunch without your tea, right? You gotta have your tea. So that's it being said, ChatGPT was able to align all the gifts, soul gifts, essence gifts to Zodiac. But like I said, that's 12. So then I asked, hey, what about the other 12? Can you line those up too? Sure. Yes, I can. So it went back through like Cancer, gift of healing. Cancer is nurturing, compassionate, and deeply empathetic. The gift of healing aligns with Cancer's natural ability to provide emotional care, support, and healing to others. They have a profound connection to the emotional and spiritual well-being of those they care for. That perfectly aligns with Cancer. And guess what? My moon's in Cancer. So underneath that deeper facade of under the Leo mask and then the Virgo and then laying, operating the under programming of myself is my moon, your subconscious. My moon's in Cancer. So I'm always going to approach people, approach situations where I'm trying to bring alignment. I'm trying to bring clarity. I'm deeply involved with your emotions and the energies that you're giving off, and I can't ignore it. Sometimes my emotional well-being is someone else's. So I'm always on a roller coaster ride of my emotions because half the time it's not even me. It's the people that are around me. But my care and my desire to want to heal and assist others is always the undercurrent of what I do. That's the moon in Cancer. All right, Pisces, gift of empathy. Pisces is the most intuitive, emotionally attuned of the zodiac signs, often picking up on the emotions and energy of others without effort. The gift of empathy fits Pisces' sensitivity to emotional and energetic undercurrents, allowing them to feel deeply for others and provide compassionate support. So with that said, ChatGPT was able to give me the zodiac signs and at least two of the gifts associated with them. I'm gonna dive deeper, but this right here not only helped me, but now it's gonna help me help others, especially with my celestial essence readings, where we're specifically focused on your gifts, which aren't your spiritual gifts, they're your soul essence gifts, which I should have known that. It's called a celestial essence reading. That's probably why there's a misalignment. There we go. I'm calling it spiritual gifts when it should have been your essence gifts. So I always got that little twinge every time I said spiritual gifts associated with Jupiter because I'm like, something just wasn't aligning with what I was saying. So, yes. So now which I'm excited, I get to revamp how I do my celestial essence readings. And basically, they are your decoding your spiritual science. I love doing this type of reading because I'm able to get straight to the point and read the information as is and then have the intuitive insight and downloads based on concrete information. Like there's no, like, will I ever find my love of my life? Or will I ever get this job? Like those type of readings is cool, but it also uses a lot of energy because I didn't have to completely open up to whatever information is going to come and be the highest good in what that person needs at that time. Because what I've learned is that initial question be so much stuff underneath it, and how I tap into information, it's always going to go deeper and under, and it's going to get to the core reason of why that question is even being asked. That takes a lot out of me. But at least with essential essence readings, like we put your birth date in, the information is pulled, and I read the information and I just get additional intuitive information based on what I'm looking at. That's easy for me. And I'm learning that it's less draining on me because it's concrete. Like I don't have to guess about nothing. It says it right there based on how I'm picking it up, based on universal fact of what a Mercury in a sign means. The sun in a certain sign means, a Jupiter, what that means. So with that said, I'm revamping this reading. And if anyone is watching this now or watching it later today, a week later, a month later. I don't care. Just let me know that you saw this, and I'll give you your reading for free. Because that's the other aspect of this, is that people come down here thinking that they don't know what their purpose is. They don't know what their gifts are, regardless of spiritual gifts or soul gifts. That they don't understand why they go through the things that they go through and all of that. Regardless of what I call this particular type of reading, celestial essence readings, because there's more to it than just looking at your birth chart. We look at your numerology, so your birthday number, your life path number. We look at your percentage of the elements in your birth chart to determine, hey, if you want to get into magic, what's your dominant element, what you should be working with, and the tools you should be working with based on your percentage of elements. And then we tie it all into the deities, gods, and goddesses that you naturally have attunement to because of the frequency of numbers that you have based on your birthday and your life path number. So there's more in depth to it than that. But regardless, your birth chart information, and I even have a blog on my website. You can go to www.crystalquartz.com, click on the blog, search through the blog, and find the Book of You blog that I wrote. Because no one comes down here not knowing who they really are and knowing what their purpose is, knowing who their gifts are, and all that wonderful, great stuff. Your Book of You, which is your birth chart reading, tells you everything. Tells you everything. I recommend everyone to get your birth chart read by a professional. Yes, you can pull up, Cafe Astrology and pull it on there or any of these apps, which is cool and all. And you get a general idea of what the information says. But to have someone that professionally does it, that not only reads it and understands with a certain amount of depth, because reading a birth chart is like reading a whole other language. It really is. It's amazing. I tap into what I need to tap into, but to go in depth, that's not me. I can recommend people that can, like Courtney of the Cosmic Owl, but it's a whole nother language. But on top of that, a person that knows how to do that not only can read the information, but then they also get intuitive downloads and use their spiritual gifts to then go deeper and bring a better understanding to what you're reading. Because yes, you might learn, Jupiter has to do with abundance, Saturn is karma, Mercury's communication, and things like that. But there's underlying tones of spiritual aspects associated with those planets that then, when it lines up into certain signs and certain angles and all that stuff, and be certain houses, once again, it's the Book of You. So you're not coming down here thinking, I don't know who I'm supposed to be and what I'm supposed to be doing. No, you do. It's that, unfortunately, we live in a society where now knowing your astrology, knowing your spiritual science is not given to you. But as a mama, my kids know who they are, and I pull their information. I've had professional readings done, so they know who they are. And then when shit happens, I be like, remember when such and such said that you're gonna be prone to this type of things? It's not a shock in a way that, oh man, they were right. Not, I don't know why these things are happening to me. Your energy is aligned for these type of things that happen to you. So with that said, I was so glad to learn this information, not only about myself, but to now, once again, I'm a teacher. I take my experiences and I use my life experiences to teach, help, and heal and reveal to others. So I'm excited to start revamping how I do this reading and the information that you can learn about yourself from this. And like I said, if you mention that you watched this live, you know what? I'm gonna test you. Tell me what my soul gift is, and you will get a free reading. My gift, one of my soul gifts, is the gift of discernment and alignment. Point blank. Let me know what that is. DM me. You can go on my website and you can do contact me. Feel free to look through any of my other services and see if you're interested of doing any of those. Also go in there and go, if you're in the Pittsburgh region area, You know, we're about to get into spooky season, so I'm about to be busy doing all types of stuff. I have something. Oh, whew, I am doing an online divination practice circle this Wednesday. It is $12. And what we're going to do is what I'm doing right now. We're going to talk through your divination skills, your spiritual gifts, how you receive information, help you understand, is it clairvoyance, is it clairaudience, and then any of the unique ways that people get information through divine, through ancestors, and this and that, and give you the opportunity to practice those skills one-on-one with someone. In addition to practicing with me, if you want to practice with me, and I coach you through allowing the information to flow through you the way that it naturally flows through you. If it's smelling, if it's hearing, if it's seeing, if it's feeling, if it's literally having a whole scenario play out in your mind, or information that pops up that you don't fully understand, and you're like, I don't know if I should share this or not because I don't understand it. It ain't for you to understand. It's for the person that you're reading for them to understand. Giving you the confidence to, when stuff pops up and you don't understand it, you don't know that you say it anyways. So yes, that is this Wednesday, September 25th. You can, through the event on Facebook, you can go purchase your registration that way, or through my website, you can link it that way, or if you DM me, we can figure it out. And then once I receive payment or notification of your payment, I'll send you a Zoom link so you can join the online practice circle. In addition to that, I will be at, it's called Caffeinated Cafe. It's in Greensburg. It's a cat cafe. But they're having something called Witches Brunch, which is a brunch and witches, and it's going to also be vendors there. So I'll be there doing readings this Saturday. I think it's 11 to 2. And then after that, I got a lot of stuff going on. I can't remember everything right now. But I am having another in-person divination practice circle at Soul Space in Morovo. They're not in Murrayville anymore. They are in Morovo at the Jeanette Building. And I will be doing those monthly there. Because like I said, I love helping people understand how they function in this realm, specifically with their spiritual gifts. Divination is one of the key things that everyone has access to. You just, how you intuitively pick up information, how you let your intuition let you know, hey, it's okay to go down the street, or no, don't you go down that alley. That's your divination coming through. That's your intuition, and how that comes through. I want people to understand that's empowerment, to know how you connect with your ancestors, how you connect with the divine, how you connect with any type of source information, frequency, energy, blah, blah, blah. So, like I said, that will be in person October 23rd. It's a Wednesday, because I choose Wednesday on purpose, because Wednesday is Mercury, and Mercury has to do with communication, and divination is spiritual communication style. So, it's done on intention, planetary magic, look into that. So, like I said, that'll be October 23rd, 6 to 8 at Soul Space if you're in the Pittsburgh area. But if you're not in the Pittsburgh area, feel free to join me this Wednesday online, and let's work on that divination skills. And that's it, because I'm in Pittsburgh and it's about to be still a time. So I gotta go make my nachos real quick. And I'll always upload these onto YouTube, my YouTube channel. And if you go on my events page, there's always going to be a link to YouTube, so you can catch up any of these metaphysical brunch topics that we talk about on Twitter. All right, thank you for joining. Thank you, Andrea, for joining me. And like I said, you tell me my soul gift, you get a free reading, no matter if it's today, tomorrow, next week, that month, whatever. All right, peace.